Welcome everybody to OtakusandGeeks.com reviews. Justin here, and today I'm going to be reviewing Wonder Woman Bloodlines. This is the 13th film in the DC animated universe, and as always, I give you a brief synopsis. So, here we go. Wonder Woman embarks on a dangerous mission to rescue a troubled young girl from Villainy Inc., a criminal organization that plans to invade the superheroes' island home of Themyscira. And I will have to say, for the most part, I will say this is. DC animation has always been known as the best out of the two between Marvel and DC when it comes to animation. DC has always been a step ahead when it comes to quality and storytelling. I've always said that DC kills it in games, TV shows, and in animation. They struggle on the film front. Maybe Joker definitely will change that. But for the most part, I always felt that DC had Marvel beat hands down, especially when it comes to animation. These days, it seems like DC and the fact that they made this whole cinematic animated universe, it just seems to kind of hemorrhage the storytelling. And Wonder Woman Bloodlines is not a bad film at all. It actually serves as a prequel and a semi-sequel to Justice League War. The problem with this is it's just very generic. It's very, the beginning starts off with a kind of a retelling of Wonder Woman's origins. You find out how she got banned from Themyscira, and then we go into present day when she is taken in, thanks to Steve Trevor, by a family, and they start to have this little bond, but the daughter of the family starts to resent Wonder Woman because the mother is more paying attention to her instead of, the actual daughter. So there's a little resentment there. And what happens is that, the daughter starts acting out and she starts to get into a little life of crime. And unfortunately, there's events that lead up to her going to a dark villain's path, and it's up to Wonder Woman to try to redeem the girl and try to bring her back onto the good side of life and everything else like that. That's the main overall gist of the story. There's little things in there too, but there's a couple of twists and turns in there that I don't want to spoil. But overall, like I said, it's a really kind of generic film. I think DC should end the animated universe and go back to just adapting the comic books stories like they did with Flashpoint, Hush. That doesn't have to necessarily tie into the actual cinematic animated universe. Because at 13, it's like, how much more can you do, and how much of those actual comic book stories from the comic books can you try to entwine into the retelling of the New 52, which you're doing, which this anime universe is based off of. I want to say the acting wise is good. Rosario Dawson returns as Wonder Woman. She does an amazing job just bringing that nice, compassionate, loving energy, but also fierce and dominant of a strong character like of Wonder Woman that we're all used to knowing. Jeffrey Donovan is Steve Trevor, and he nails Steve Trevor with that nice charm, witty charm. Cree Summer actually returns here, which is cool. She's actually returning, which I thought was pretty cool. She plays the mother of Wonder Woman. She did a great job for the scenes that she was in. I will have to say my biggest complaint with this is that the second act kind of drags a little bit. This is when you find out Wonder Woman has no memory of Themyscira, how to get back to Themyscira. So it's just this whole subplot of trying to get back in there. And for that, I felt like the story felt a little bit flat in there. And there was times where they want you to be emotionally invested in certain characters, but there's not enough development for you to really care about them. It's just kind of like goes from, okay, this is a little cliff. It's kind of, watching this felt like cliff notes. Like, okay, this is what happens. This is how she leaves Themyscira. Okay, this is the family that she bonds with. This is the reason why the daughter doesn't like Wonder Woman. This is why this villain resents. It's nothing really developed enough for you to kind of get invested in it. Action-wise, action is always good. I thought the action's good. Believe it or not, the animation, I feel like, is getting worse. This is just me. I'm not sure. Everybody let me know what you think. Is the animation getting worse? I was mixed with this because the beginning of the animation, I was like, oh, God, this looks not really up to DC standard par. I've seen way better. But then as the the movie progressed, I was like, okay, animation is getting better. So it was kind of weird, like why the first part, half of the animation looked blah, and the second part looked pretty damn decent. I was like, okay, this is a little bit weird. Music is great. I thought the music did a wonderful job. For the most part, I felt this was a generic movie. I would say rent it if you want to just continue the continuity of the DC animated universe. This one could actually, like, if you're watching all the movies through, this one is one of those skip ones that kind of doesn't even really move the story along, which is kind of sad. The overall narrative, but I'm gonna give this a C minus. I thought Rosario Dawson held it down. She held it down for us. She did a great job with the acting and really continues to knock it out of the park as Wonder Woman. I just didn't see enough in here for me to recommend you guys to go out and buy the Blu-ray or DVD. It's a disappointment because I thought this is her second outing for a solo animation film. I thought they would have went all out. I mean, they did go all out by putting some of her rogues gallery in there, but it just wasn't enough. This lack of development, I just didn't really feel invested in this, and it's very disappointing. But overall, it's an average DC film at best. Just way better. This one just kind of feels like a filler to me, or just to put another Wonder Woman IP out there for for her fans. But if you've been waiting for Wonder Woman, I would say rent it, and that would be it. This is Justin from OtakuGeeks.com saying later days. I'm giving this a C minus for those who like stars. I'm just gonna give it a 2.5. So later days.